Good morning, 11th class. Today we are going to start with the topic unit and measurement. It is your second chapter of physics, and we can call it as the first unit of physics. Together, physical world and unit and measurement comes under the first unit of physics of class 11th. So here you can see that I have written what all topics are to be covered. What all topics are to be covered: introduction to unit. We need to cover introduction to unit. We need to cover the international system of units. All very basic topics. Measurement of length, mass, time, accuracy and precision of instruments, errors in measurements, significant figures, dimensions in physical quantities, dimensional formula and dimensional equations, dimensional analysis and its applications. So what I would be doing is I will be dividing this chapter into 4 parts. Today I will be discussing the first part of the chapter, in which I will be covering these few initial topics till accuracy and precision of instruments, and then in the next tutorial of the same chapter I will be taking up the further topics of errors and significant figures, and then in the last part of the chapter we will be discussing about the dimensions and how to analyze various dimensional formulas. So let us begin your tutorial 2 of physics, and I hope you all are going to understand everything very clearly and you are going to enjoy it thoroughly. So what is a unit? Any internationally accepted reference standard to measure a physical quantity is known as unit. कोई भी इंटरनेशनली एक्सेप्टेड स्टैंडर्ड होता है, रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड, उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? उसको हम बोलते हैं यूनिट. इसके एग्जाम्पल्स क्या हैं? इसके एग्जाम्पल्स हैं किलोग्राम, लीटर. what is mass measured in? Mass is measured in kilograms. What is liter? Volume is measured in liters. Volume is measured in liters. And then what is meter? Meter is used to measure any kind of distance or any kind of length. If you will notice, the number of units are very less as compared to the number of physical quantities that are known to us. It is because there are many physical quantities which are represented by the same units. There are many physical quantities which are represented by the same units. For example, if we talk about work, we give units joules to work. If we talk about energy, again the units are joules. So many physical quantities are expressed as combination of existing units also. For example, if I talk about velocity, velocity, the SI units are meter per second. So I don't need a specific separate unit to express velocity. Velocity can be expressed in meter as well as in second. So I have used certain units all together to form a new unit. So that is why the number of units are comparatively lesser than the number of physical quantities that actually exist. So I repeat what we have done on this particular sheet. What is a unit? It is internationally accepted reference standard which is used to measure any physical quantity. For example, kg, for example, liter, for example, meter. And number of units are lesser than the number of physical quantities because many of the physical quantities are there which are represented by the same units. And there are certain physical quantities such as we are having velocity, which are represented by meter per second, and meter per second includes both unit of length and unit of time altogether. So it is not a new unit, it is something which we have derived from the existing units. So what are various types of units? Now on this particular sheet you are going to see what are various types of units. What are various types of units? There are broadly classified into fundamental or base units. That is, the units from which we derive the other units are known as fundamental or base units. The units from which we derive the other units are known as fundamental or base units. जैसे अगर मैं बात करती हूँ मीटर की और सेकंड की, मीटर और सेकंड फंडामेंटल यूनिट्स हैं, और जब मैंने वेलोसिटी के यूनिट्स बढ़ाएं, तो मैंने उसमें से उनको डिराइव किया, क्या किया, डिराइव किया मीटर पर सेकेंड। तो फर्स्ट इज योर फंडामेंटल और बेस यूनिट्स, जिसमें से हम डिराइव्ड यूनिट्स निकालते हैं, एंड डिराइव्ड यूनिट्स आर ऑलवेज टेकन आउट फ्रॉम द फंडामेंटल यूनिट्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई से what are the units of area, then area is having unit meter square. What is the unit of volume? Volume is having units meter cube. So our base unit was meter, and I have derived meter square as well as meter cube from my base unit. So what is happening is fundamental and derived units together create a system of units, that the whole system of units is made up of both fundamental as well as the derived units. Then what are SI units? We always talk about SI units. In 9th class also we were talking about SI units of many quantities. So SI units are system international units, and they are globally accepted systems for measurement. They are also having two classifications, somewhat very similar to base and derived, what we have discussed above, that there are base units, and they say that there are 7 base units in the system international units, and after the 7 base units we can derive all the other units with the help of these 7 base units. So what are these 7 base quantities? The 7 base quantities: first is length, name is meter, symbol is small m. Second is mass, name is kilogram and symbol is k and small g. Then the base quantity is time, name is second and symbol is s. Then it is electric current, name is amperes and symbol is capital A. Then there is thermodynamic temperature, means the temperature which we are measuring. The SI unit is Kelvin and symbol is capital K. Then the other two which are on the next page, it is amount of substance. Amount of substance is basically mole, which you have done in chemistry. Amount of substance, that is mole. And then there is a unit of light intensity, that is known as candela. There is unit of light intensity, that is known as candela. It is represented by capital C and small d. So basically there are 7 base units. First is your length, then is your mass, then is your time, then is your electric current, then is your temperature, then is mole, which is the amount of substance, and then is candela, which helps us to represent the intensity of light, that is known as candela. So let's see the other two units on the next page. These are the other two units, as I told you: amount of substance and luminous intensity. Now how do we measure length? अब ये सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं, हाउ डू वी मेजर लेंथ, तो इसका आंसर बहुत सिंपल है. स्केल लो, कॉपी लो, उसके ऊपर स्केल रखो, लेंथ को मेजर कर लो. अच्छा ठीक है, अब वो जो स्केल की रेंज है वो एक स्पेसिफिक रेंज तक ही जाएगा, लेकिन सपोज मेरा डिस्टेंस जो है वो अर्थ और मून के बीच में मुझे निकालना है, देन ऑब्वियसली योर स्केल इज़ नॉट गोना वर्क. और मुझे एक एटम के अंदर न्यूट्रॉन और प्रोटॉन के बीच का एक डिस्टेंस निकालना है, देन ऑल्सो योर स्केल कांट वर्क. फॉर वेरी लार्ज डिस्टेंसेज एंड फॉर वेरी स्मॉल डिस्टेंसेज स्केल इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क. So what am I going to do? For very large distances, I am going to use a method that is known as parallax method, and for very extremely small lengths we are going for electron microscope or tunneling microscopy, which will be taken up in your graduation level. Here we will be dealing with parallax method. Now what is the meaning of parallax? पैरेलेक्स का मतलब, अगर मैं आपको एक सिंपल लैंग्वेज में समझाऊँ, अगर आप किसी भी चीज़ को जो आपसे दूर है एक बार अपनी राइट आई क्लोज करके देखोगे और एक बार ही आप अपनी लेफ़्ट आई क्लोज करके देखोगे, तो वो आपको दो डिफरेंट पोजिशंस पे नज़र आएगी. इसको हम पैरेलेक्स बोलते हैं. द इफेक्ट वेयर बाय पोजिशन और डायरेक्शन ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट appears to differ when viewed from different positions. एंड इसको करने का सबसे ईजी तरीका यही है कि आप अपने सामने एक कैंडल को रखिए एट सम डिस्टेंस, और आप पहले अपनी वन आई को क्लोज़ करिए, जैसे आपने अपनी राइट आई को क्लोज़ कर दिया, एंड यू आर व्यूइंग द कैंडल फ्रॉम योर लेफ्ट आई. और फिर आपने अपनी लेफ्ट आई को क्लोज़ कर दिया एंड यू आर व्यूइंग द कैंडल फ्रॉम योर राइट आई। और आप देखेंगे दोनों बारी में आपकी पोजीशंस जो होंगी वो डिफरेंट आएंगी। एंड जो डिस्टेंस आपका ऑब्जर्वेशन पॉइंट्स के बीच में होता है, मतलब लेफ़्ट आई और राइट आई में, उसको हम बेसिस बोलते हैं। अब आपके दिमाग में आ रहा होगा कि मैम इस मेथड का हम यूज़ कैसे करेंगे, हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू यूज़ दिस मेथड? सो आई एक्सप्लेन it to you with two examples. In one example we are going to take something very common, like suppose there is a boy who is standing and he wants to measure distance between him and a tree, and obviously the distance is very large, it is more than 1000 meters. So what is he going to do? First he is going to close his left eye and he is going to see the tree from his right eye. Then he is going to close his right eye and he is going to see the tree from his left eye. Now let's see what is going to happen after, when he is done with viewing with one eye closed. Now see what is going to happen. When he is done with this activity, this is the boy, you can see, this is the boy, this is his left eye and this is his right eye. As I told you, the distance between left and right eye is known as the basis. It is given by B. What you do is you join the two positions, the tree with these two eyes, whatever position he observed, and you join it here and you measure the angle theta. Okay, now in your mind something would be coming ki how can we practically measure this angle theta? What you do is, when you close your left eye, you observe and measure angle OLR. You observe and measure angle OLR using a D. Then similarly you measure angle ORL using a D. After you have got these two angles, you can apply some angle property to get this third angle theta. This is how you are going to get this third angle theta. Now in your mind again few things must be going on. Ma'am, why are we measuring theta? We are measuring theta because we basically want to calculate this distance D, that is the distance between the boy and the tree. If you are able to get B, if you are able to get this angle theta, and I imagine that this is the center of a circle and I draw this circle like this, then I can apply a simple formula that angle is equal to arc upon radius. I can consider this B as an arc. You know the formula that angle is equal to arc upon radius. So here if I consider that O is the center of the circle, then D, the distance between the tree and the boy, is going to become the radius of the circle. Then this arc B will be in the numerator. So what is going to happen is theta will be equal to B by D and D will be equal to B upon theta. B you already know, that is the distance between your left eye and right eye, means the 2 points of observation. And theta you have calculated with the trick that I have told you. What is the trick? When you close your left eye, measure the angle OLR with the help of a D. And when you close your right eye, then measure the angle ORL with the help of a D. And then measure the angle theta. When you get theta, what is going to happen? You are going to get a arc. We are going to draw a circle by considering this as the center of the circle, and you know that angle is equal to arc upon radius, and when you are having theta will be equal to B by D if we draw a circle, and then you will get the value of D, which is our aim. Now in your mind a lot of questions must be popping up ki ma'am, how are we going to measure this ORL, how are we going to measure this OLR? This is the quite illogical what you are telling us. But it is not illogical, it is something very much logical when you come to the next topic, that is distance of a distant planet from Earth. What they do is, how do they calculate that Jupiter is located at this much distance from the Earth, this thing is located at this much distance from the Earth? What they do is, on Earth they take two diametric opposite points. Means if this is Earth, they are going to take one point here, A, from where they are going to observe that planet, and from here they are going to take one point B. From here also they are going to observe that planet, and then they are going to apply the similar thing. What is there now? The basis, the distance between the two observation points is the diameter of the Earth. Then what they are going to do after observing it, they are going to make a diagram, and they are going to complete that diagram, and through that diagram they will be able to get the angle theta, and when they will be able to get the angle theta, they will be able to get the diameter. Okay, you can calculate either distance, and you can calculate diameter of any planet also. If you know the distance, you can calculate the diameter. If you know the diameter, you can calculate the distance of that particular planet from another planet. So let us now see how to do it with the help of some questions, because still I know there will be a lot of questions in your mind ki ma'am, how are we measuring the angle theta? I know this question always arises. So on the next sheet we will see first how to do it and how it happens. Now see, before proceeding with the question, let us first know how to convert one form of unit to another. As you all are very well aware that the standard unit that is used to measure angle is radian. And what is radian? One radian is one arc length upon one radius. So for a circle, you know, if I talk about a circle, what is the circumference of the circle? What is the total arc length of the circle? The total arc length of the circle is 2 pi r. And if I divide it by the radius, then for a circle, the total angle will be 2 pi. And this 2 pi is nothing but 360 degrees. This 2 pi is nothing but 360 degrees. And this 2 pi is 360 degrees, and if 2 pi is equal to 360 degrees, then 1 degree will be equal to 2 pi upon 360. If I cut it down, then it becomes upon 180, so it becomes pi upon 180. Okay, so 1 degree is equal to pi upon 180 radians. And then what is the next thing is 1 arc minute. 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. Okay, and 1 minute is equal to 60 arc seconds. You can see here, I repeat it for you because you have to be very clear in this, that 1 degree is always equal to pi by 180 radians. Like if you want to convert something into radians, you have to multiply it with that. Then 1 degree is also equal to 60 arc minutes, or 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radians. It is just like time. 1 hour is 3600 seconds and 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. It is just like that. And 1 arc minute is equal to 60 arc seconds. This dash, single dash means arc minute and double dash means arc second. So in short, अगर मैं आपको conclude कर दूँ, तो 1 डिग्री जो होता है इट इज़ इक्वल टू पाई बाय 180 रेडियंस या 60 आर्क मिनट्स, और 1 आर्क मिनट जो होता है वो 60 आर्क सेकेंड्स के इक्वल होता है. तो बेसिकली हमें या तो सब चीज़ें रेडियंस में चाहिए होती हैं या हमें सब चीज़ें डिग्रीज में चाहिए होते हैं, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द क्वेश्चन. नाउ I will tell you, explain you all the things with the help of one question which you can see here. The moon is observed from two diametrically opposite points on earth. You can see A and B. This is earth and we are having these 2 points. The angle theta subtended at the moon by the two directions of observation is 1 degree and 54 arc minutes. Given the diameter of the earth to be itna, then compute the distance of the moon from the earth. तो इन शॉर्ट बच्चा आपको जो थीटा है वो गिवन है ऑलरेडी, कि जब उसने दोनों साइड से ए और बी से मून को ऑब्जर्व करा तो उसने मून के ऊपर जो एंगल बनाया वो 1 डिग्री 54 आर्क मिनट्स का बनाया। तो आपका फर्स्ट स्टेप क्या होना चाहिए, आप पहले 54 आर्क मिनट्स को किस में कन्वर्ट करोगे, डिग्रीज़ में कन्वर्ट करोगे। जब आप 54 आर्क मिनट्स को डिग्रीज़ में कन्वर्ट करोगे तो ये पूरा का पूरा जो एंगल है वो डिग्रीज़ में आ जाएगा। फिर आप इजीली इसको रेडियंस में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो। कैसे करेंगे हम, हमें पता है कि 60 आर्क मिनट्स जो होते हैं वो 1 डिग्री होता है। ओके, सो 1 आर्क मिनट किसके इक्वल हो जाएगा, 1/60 डिग्री के इक्वल हो जाएगा। तो 54 आर्क मिनट्स किसके इक्वल हो जाएंगे, वो हो जाएंगे 54/60 डिग्री के इक्वल हो जाएंगे। तो अब आप इसको यहाँ पे देख भी सकते हैं, आई हैव डन दिस स्टेप हेयर ऑल्सो। And 54/60 is approximately 0.9 degrees. I repeat myself, 54 आर्क मिनट्स को आपने डिग्री में कन्वर्ट करना है। 60 आर्क मिनट इज इक्वल टू 1 डिग्री, 1 आर्क मिनट इज इक्वल टू 1/60 डिग्रीज, then 54 arc minutes will be equal to 54/60 degrees, that is approximately 0.9. तो अब आपको एंगल गिवन था 1 डिग्री एंड 54 आर्क मिनट्स, तो ये हो जाएगा 1 डिग्री प्लस 0.9 डिग्री, सो थीटा विल बिकम इक्वल टू 1.9 डिग्रीज। अब हम आंसर डिग्री में नहीं निकाल सकते बिकॉज वी हैव टू take our answer out in radians, because we always measure the standard arc length and radius in radians only. So what we are going to do is we are going to convert this degree into radian by multiplying it by pi by 180. When you multiply it with pi by 180 to convert degrees to radians, it converts and we get 0.331 radian. And after that the question is very easy. The formula that you know is, the formula is d equals to b upon theta. Now b is given in the question, the distance between the two diametric opposite points is 1.276 into 10 to the power 7, and theta you have calculated 0.331. This will give you the distance between the earth and the moon, that is approximately 38.54 into 10 to the power 7. And I hope you are clear with everything. I am going to recap everything into my next tutorial also, and then only I will begin with the next topic. And here I end my tutorial 1. Thank you very much.